Dear students, welcome to our third lecture of unit number 5, and the topic for today's lecture is certificate of pharmaceutical product. This certificate of pharmaceutical product can be represented as CPP or COPP. Okay, COPP, certificate of pharmaceutical product. Okay. So, this certificate of pharmaceutical product, it is a certificate that is issued in the format recommended by the WHO, that is World Health Organization. So, this certificate is needed by the importing country, the country which is purchasing any drug from the country. So, it is needed by the importing country and it helps in assuring the quality manufacturing facilities in the exporting country. Okay. So, the importing countries without the proper quality assurance facilities, testing facilities, assess the quality of the product by this certificate. Okay. The authorized person from respective drug regulatory authority inspects the premises, and generally the generally the application for grant of WHO GMP certificate of pharmaceutical product shall be made to the respective zonal or sub-zonal offices as per the requirements. Okay. This certificate will be issued by the zonal or sub-zonal offices on the behalf of Drug Controller General of India after the inspection and satisfactory clearance by the CDSCO office as per the WHO GMP guideline. So, generally these requirements should be mentioned to get the COPP, and the requirement that should be submitted to get the license for COPP is, first is master validation plan, second is quality manual, third one is specifications, fourth is master formula records, fifth one is SOPs, sixth is manufacturing layout. Next is list of personnel, next list of equipments with detail, list of impurities, reference standards detail, any other document required by the concerned drug regulatory authority. Okay. So, these all are the documents that should be submitted to get the COPP. Okay. What is COPP? Certificate of pharmaceutical product. So, this is the certificate that is issued in the format recommended by the World Health Organization WHO, and this certificate is needed by the importing country when the importing country lacks the proper quality assurance testing facilities. Then it needs the certificate from the exporting country to get assured about the quality of the pharmaceutical product. Okay. So, the authorized person from the respective drug regulatory authority inspects the premises, and generally there are some documents that should be submitted to get the COPP, and these documents are, first is master validation plan, second one is quality manual, third is specification, fourth one is master formula record, fifth is SOP, sixth is manufacturing layout, next list of personnel, list of equipments with details, list of impurities, reference standards detail, any other documents required by the concerned drug regulatory authority. So, list of personnel consists of the name of the person, the designation of the person and the qualification of the person. Okay. So, there should be a list of personnel working in the premises, and the name, their designation, their qualification and experience should be mentioned in the list. Okay. List of equipment with detail means what type of equipments are used in the manufacturing of this pharmaceutical drug product, all the details related to the equipment should be specified. Okay. Next, what are the various types of impurities, the list of that impurities should be incorporated into this application. Next is reference standard detail. What are the various references or various standards that were used for to study the quality control aspect, that should be mentioned. Master validation plan. This plan consists of master validation status, so it is included in the details. Next is quality manuals, specifications. Specifications of the pharmaceutical drug product should be mentioned with the application. Master formula records and SOPs. So, what is SOPs? Standard operating procedure. Okay. So, whatever the process that is done in the premises, all the SOPs related to that should be submitted to get the COPP approval. Okay. Next is manufacturing layout. What is the layout of the manufacturing premises? Okay. What are the different sections that are maintained in the manufacturing premises? That should be specified whenever the applicant or company wants to get the COPP approval from the respective regulatory agency. Okay. So, the process of getting COPP includes the application for the grant of WHO GMP certificate. Why we are calling it WHO GMP certificate? Because this certificate is issued in the format that is prescribed by the WHO. That is why it is called as WHO GMP certificate. Okay. So, the application for grant of this WHO GMP COPP shall be made to the respective zonal or sub-zonal offices as per the requirements. As I have told you in the first lecture of this unit number 5 about the CDSCO, and CDSCO has 6 zonal offices and 5 sub-zonal offices. So, the application for the grant of COPP certificate should reach to the respective zonal or sub-zonal offices. Okay. And the certificate of pharmaceutical product, that is COPP, will be issued by the zonal or sub-zonal officers on behalf of Drug Controller General of India DCGI after the inspection and satisfactory clearance by the CDSCO office as per the WHO GMP guidelines. Okay. So, according to the WHO GMP guidelines, the application will be reviewed by the inspectors and also by the Drug Controller General of India, and after this inspection on the recommendation of CDSCO review committee, the COPP certificate will be issued. Okay. So, next is the procedure for getting the COPP certificate. Okay. The first step for the procedure for getting COPP certificate is application along with covering letter and required document should be submitted at the zonal office. Okay. First step is the application along with covering letter and required documents should be submitted at the zonal offices. What are the required documents? As I have told in the last slide, these all are the required documents, and all the required documents consist of master validation plan, quality manuals, specifications, master formula records, SOPs, manufacturing layout, list of personals, list of equipment with detail, list of impurities, reference standards detail, and any other document that is required by the concerned drug regulatory authority. So, these all are the documents that should be submitted with the covering letter to the respective zonal office, and all the applications received will be reviewed by the CDSCO officials. What is CDSCO? Central Drug Standard Control Organization. As I have told you in the first lecture of unit number 5 that all the licenses, whether they are related to the import of the drug, whether they are related to the manufacturing of drug and cosmetics, whether they are related to the conduction of clinical trials, all the applications will be reviewed by the CDSCO officials. All applications will be received by the CDSCO, okay, and the application will be reviewed by the CDSCO officials. Okay. So, next step is the query letter will be sent to the applicant if required, otherwise application will be considered for the inspection. Okay. Step number 4 is inspection will be carried out by the CDSCO as per WHO GMP TRS 823-908 guidelines and other relevant guidelines. Okay. So, next is the self inspection checklist will be verified by inspection team. There will be a self inspection checklist that will be verified by the inspection team, and this self inspection checklist will be submitted along with the application to the CDSCO. Okay. And applicant can reapply after 5 months from date of rejection in case of rejection, and this COPP will be issued by the respective zonal or sub-zonal office on behalf of the CDSCO. Okay. The zonal or sub-zonal certifying authority will prepare a review report that is based on the review of checklist and the inspection report. The zonal and sub-zonal certifying authority will prepare a review report, and this review report will be based on the review of checklist, that is self inspection checklist and the inspection report, and this inspection report will be prepared by the inspectors. Okay. This inspection report will be prepared by the inspectors, and inspectors will brief the finding of the inspection in the exit meeting. Okay. And on the basis of this report, on the basis of this review of checklist and the inspection report, the zonal or sub-zonal reviewing authority or certifying authority will issue a review report, and on the basis of this review report, DCGI will recommend to issue the license for the pharmaceutical product, and this license they will be called as the COPP, that is certificate for pharmaceutical product. So, what is COPP? COPP is a certificate that is required by the importing country when it lacks the proper quality assurance testing facilities. Okay, and it helps the importing country to get assured about the quality, safety and efficacy of the pharmaceutical product that the respective country is importing from the exporting country. Okay. And this certificate is issued in the format recommended by the World Health Organization. So, this is also called as the WHO GMP COPP. Okay. And this certificate is needed by the importing country when the importing country lacks the proper quality assurance testing facilities, and this certificate, with the help of this certificate, the importing country will get assurance about the quality manufacturing facilities in the exporting country. Okay. And this application, the application to get the license for COPP can be submitted by the to the Drug Regulatory Authority of the exporting country. Okay. And the application for grant shall be made to the respective zonal or sub-zonal offices as per the requirements, and on the certificate will be issued by the zonal or sub-zonal officers on behalf of DCGI, Drug Controller General of India, after the inspection and satisfactory clearance by the CDSCO officials as per the WHO GMP guidelines. Okay. So, while submitting an application, there is certain requirements that is some documents should be mentioned to get the COPP, and these documents are mandatory to submit for getting the approval for COPP. So, these documents are master validation plan, quality manuals, specifications, master formulary codes, SOPs, manufacturing layout, list of personnel, list of equipments with details, list of impurities, reference standards detail, and any other document that is required by the concerned drug regulatory authority. Okay. So, to get the COPP or to get the license for the COPP, the application along with the covering letter and required document should be submitted at the zonal office, and all the application received will be reviewed by the CDSCO officials. Okay. So, as I have told you in the last lecture, that was related to the CTD, that all the applications, whether it is for getting permission to import a drug or whether it is related to seeking permission for manufacturing of drug or whatever the application, all the application should be submitted in the format, in the same format. Okay, and that same format is known as the CTD. What is CTD? Common Technical Document, and this document was firstly used by the Europe, Japan and USA, means or by the 3 ICH region country. Okay. Nowadays, most of the countries are following the format of CTD to get the approval of any license, okay, or to get the approval for COPP. Okay. So, that CTD contains the 5 module, module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4 and module 5. Module 1 was related to the administrative and prescribing information, and module 2 was related to the overviews and summaries of the modules 3 to 5. Module 3 was related to the quality aspects, module 4 was related to the safety toxicology study, and module 5 was related to the efficacy studies. Okay. So, in the module 1, it was not the part of CTD, all the administrative informations were described in the module 1, and module 1 is related to the country specific requirements. So, all the requirements or all the information that will be transferred by the module 1, that should be decided by the respective regulatory authority. Okay. Module 2 was related to the overviews and summaries of module 3 to 5. So, module 2 consists of quality overall summary, clinical study reports, non-clinical study reports, clinical overviews and non-clinical overviews. Okay. Module 3 consists of the data related to the quality aspects of the drug product. Okay. And that consists of the table of content, body of the data, and body of data consists of the data related to the drug substance, data related to the drug product, data related to the appendices, and lastly the list of references. Okay. Module 4 consists of non-clinical study reports, and module 5 consists of clinical study reports. So, the application to get the COPP license, that should be submitted in the format described by the CTD, that should be submitted in the same format as specified in the CTD. Okay. And the application that was received in the CDSCO offices, that will be reviewed by the CDSCO officials. Okay. And after getting the application, a query letter can be sent to the applicant if required, and if no query is there, then the application will be considered for the inspection. Okay. And this inspection will be carried out by the CDSCO as per the criteria of WHO GMP TRS guidelines 823/908. Okay. The inspection will be carried out according to the provisions specified in the WHO GMP TRS 823/908 guidelines. Okay. And after this, the self inspection checklist that is submitted with the application shall be verified by the inspection team, and if the application is rejected, then after the rejection of application, from the date of rejection of applicant, after the 5 months the applicant can reapply for the license or for the COPP license. This COPP certificate will be issued by the respective zonal or sub-zonal office on the behalf of CDSCO. Okay. Zonal or sub-zonal certifying authority will prepare a review report that is based on the review of checklist and inspection report. This inspection report will be prepared by the inspectors, and these inspectors also brief the findings of the inspection in the exit meeting. Okay. The inspection report will be prepared by inspectors, and the inspectors also brief the finding of inspections in the exit meeting, and on the basis of this review report the DCGI will recommend the issue of COPP license. Okay. Next, coming on the format of the COPP license. So, what are the criteria or what are the features that are mentioned in the COPP license? What is the format of COPP license? The format of COPP license includes, first is number of certificate, second is exporting country or certifying country. Okay. Next is importing country or requesting country. See, importing country needs the COPP license to get assurance about the quality manufacturing facility of the exporting country, and by this license the exporting country gets certified. The exporting country gets the license or it gets the label for the certified country, that it has the proper quality manufacturing facilities. Okay. Next is name and dosage form of the product, okay, for which the license is applied, and it also consists of active ingredients and amounts per unit dose. Second is this product licensed to be placed on the market for use in the exporting country. Okay. If this product actually in the market in the exporting country, then 1.3. Next is, if the answer to 1.2 is yes, then continue with the section 2A and omit the section 2B. Okay. And if the answer to 1.2 is no, then omit section 2A and continue with the section 2B. See, this is the 1.2 section, and in this, is this product licensed to be placed on the market for use in the exporting country. Okay. If the answer for 1.2 is yes, then we will continue with the section 2A and omit the section 2B, and if the answer to this 1.2 is no, then we will omit the 2A and continue with section 2B. Okay. Next is 2A section is what? Number of product license and date of issue. Next is 2A, product license holder name and address. 2A3 is what? Status of product license holder. What is the status of product license holder? 2A3.1 consists of, it is for the categories B and C, the name and address of the manufacturer producing the dosage form. Okay. 2A4 consists of is a summary basis for approval appended, yes or no. 2A5 is the attached officially approved product information complete and constant with the license. Okay. Next is the applicant for certificate if different from the license holder. The answer should the name and address of the applicant for the certificate if different from the license holder should be specified. Next is the 3.1, it is related to the periodicity of routine inspections. Okay, means what the difference between the two inspections is what? Periodicity of routine inspection. 3.2 is related to the manufacturer of this type of dosage form being inspected. It is related that has the manufacturer of this type of dosage form has been inspected. 3.3 is do the facilities and operations conforms to the GMP as recommended by the WHO. Next is the fourth point. Fourth point consists of does the information submitted by the applicant satisfy the certifying authority on all aspects of the manufacture of the product. Okay. If no, then address of certifying authority should be given, telephone number of the certifying authority should be given, fax number of the certifying authority should be given, name of authorized person, signature, stamp and date should be mentioned in the COPP license. Okay. So, what we are discussing? We are discussing about the format of COPP license. Okay. What will be the format? What are the requirements of the COPP license? Okay. What are the features that are mentioned on the COPP license? So, first is number of certificate. Second is exporting country, means certifying country that get the certification. The country which is getting the certification is exporting or certifying country, and the country which is requesting the certificate, that is the requesting country or importing country. As I have told you in the starting of the lecture that this COPP license is needed by the importing country. Why? Because the importing country lacks the proper quality assurance testing facilities. Okay. So, just to assure about the quality manufacturing facilities of the exporting country, means to getting assured that this product is manufactured according to the guidelines or according to the provisions specified in the GMP. To get the assurance about that, the importing country is requesting a approval or a license from the exporting country, and this license is known as the COPP license. So, in this the importing country is requesting for the license, so it is known as the requesting country. Okay. So, on the license name and dosage form of the product is mentioned, and in this section 1.1 active ingredient and amount per unit dose. 1.2 is this product license to be placed on the market for use in exporting country. Likewise, there is section 2A that is related to the number of product license and date of issue, product license holder, status of product license holder. Similarly, on the section 3, the periodicity of routine inspection will be mentioned. Has the manufacturer of this type of dosage form been inspected? Do the facilities and operations conforms to the GMP as recommended by the WHO should be mentioned. And in the fourth section, does the information submitted by the applicant satisfy the certifying authority on all aspects of the manufacture of the product, and if the answer is no, then the address of certifying authority, telephone number, fax, name of authorized person, signature, stamp and date should be mentioned on the COPP license. So, this is all about the certificate of pharmaceutical products. Okay. Thank you.